The Sheepdog Splash and Dash is coming back for a second year at West Winds Community Church and Paragon Charter Academy. They're using the combined campus to host this rugged run for kids in 1st through 8th grades. It's a fundraiser for the Sheepdog Impact Assistance that helps our nation's first responders, the men and women serving or who have served in our military, law enforcement, fire and rescue, EMS. If you'd like to learn more, visit sheepdogsplash.com and sign up. 15 challenges, 2,000 feet, a bounce house, mud pit, forest hitch, climbing wall, live music all day long, 8 till 4 on Saturday, August 6th. We're welcoming back to the show from Reality's Chance Horse Sanctuary, the founder, Laura Hauenstein, along with barn manager, Michelle Gaston. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having us back.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Last time we talked, I think we were just learning, our audience and myself, about your horse rescue that you have out in the Pleasant Lake area.
Yes.
Right? How's it going now?
It's incredible. We've had a lot of change over the last year, a lot of recognition, a lot more people involved from the community. So thank you for having us on.
Sure.
And hopefully that's, I'm sure, what helped.
Jackson County is a big horse county, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So is that why we have a need for a horse rescue?
Well, we do have domestic horses that come to us. Unfortunately, weekly we get phone calls for the domestic, but if you remember, we also deal with Mustangs from out west, and there's a great need to get them out of the holding facilities and gentle them and get them into loving homes. So we do that with Mustangs and burros.
So the wild horses out west you're taking in here in Jackson?
Yes.
How many do you have right now?
We have at the barn right now 3. And we were going to be picking up another one from Ewing, Illinois in about a month.
Do you have to go get them yourself?
Yes.
Wow. So they're just wild? How are the horses, how do they exist in the West in the wild? Where'd they come from?
They've always been in the West, and there's the Aries, and it's the Conquistador, the Spaniards. But what's happening right now is there were 2 million horses not so long ago, and the numbers are down to 28,000 now, so the fear is that they're going to be extinct. And it has a lot of political ramifications with the cattle grazers and the pipelines. So what we're trying to do here is get as many out of the holding facilities that we can, raise awareness, and at some point in time possibly have a part in the movement to stop the roundups and let the horses be where they're supposed to be.
Well, that's quite a mission. Pretty daunting, I would say. It's a lot of work to take on. How did this get started?
It started with one horse, Reality. He was my first horse, and I rescued him. He was just coming off of the racetrack, and he was pretty beat up, and I spent a lot of time with him, and it's just sort of became cyclical from there. Just it grew into a lot of people surrounding the barn that I was at, bringing horses to me and asking if I could nurse that horse back to health and keep it or rehome it. So it started by accident.
And that's the name, Reality's Chance.
Yes, after my horse.
And Michelle, you're the barn manager, so what's your day-to-day like?
Day to day, I'm at the barn pretty much every day, as often as I can be. I work with the horses, I help with the training and the volunteers, trying to coordinate the volunteers. We have volunteer days, I take care of the grounds and the general upkeep, and I do stuff at home on the computer when it comes to sponsorships. And I do also still volunteer a lot of my time too. And I do some riding lessons.
Do you have a horse yourself?
My daughter has one.
Oh, okay. So we've seen some cases where some really emaciated horses have been rescued in our general area, and some of the pictures are really disturbing. But the good news is you've got after pictures too.
Yes.
So you brought along some pictures. We can see a horse before they go through Reality's Chance, and then what they look like after you've nursed them back, right?
Yes, we were asked to help a local rescue north of us, and they were in pretty bad shape, so we went up, and Brandy's just one of the horses that we pulled from that rescue. There were about 11 horses that we had to rehome, but she was in about the worst shape. There were about 3 or 4 that looked similar to her.
You can see her ribs, and she just doesn't look, she looks pretty bad. Pretty sad, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there she is today.
Wow. Big difference. It must be expensive to do this, to rescue a horse. And how much does it cost to just feed a horse on one day, for one day?
Oh, one day. I've never broken it down,
No?
that particular, but I would say probably 15, well, it depends. I mean, you've got the horses that are really hard keepers, and we have a few there now. Michelle goes over and actually gives them lunch because just to keep constant forage in their stomach with the issues that they have. So it can be anywhere from, I would guess, $5 to $15 or $20 a day, depending on the health of the horse.
So this is a nonprofit, and how are you paying for everything?
Well, I founded it, and I fund a lot of it. We've been working very hard on outreach, trying to get the community more involved.
We've got some great shots. Your son sent a drone up over the barn, the farm, and
Yes.
the grounds. And you're on off 106?
It's the corner of Meridian and Berry and Pleasant Lake. Everybody
Okay.
knows it as the main corner. There's a gas station and store there on the corner.
Yep, the gas station that closes at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yep. You've done a lot of work. The place looks great.
Thank you.
Looks like it could be a great place for a wedding or something. Do you host events?
We do. We've had that. We've been asked to do that. One thing I do want to make clear is that the money that we put in from the nonprofit or myself, it doesn't go towards beautifying it. We have a lot of help from a local construction company named Action Builders. He donates his time and all
Really?
that to our facility. So our funds go towards vet bills and hay and grain and the horses. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have somebody looking out for the place, because when we hold events, it makes for a beautiful place to come.
Is.
And so on August 7th, when we have our annual fundraiser, people can come. They have places to sit, flowers to look at, along with the horses, of course. And we're not just horses, mainly horses, but we have donkeys, burros from the BLM, and we have some goats coming in, and we have a couple injured ducks right now that Michelle's been taking care of. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to hear more about the burros and the donkeys, but let's talk about the fundraiser. August 7th, which is a week from this weekend.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I got confused earlier. I thought we had a couple more weeks in July. We don't. We've got, this is it, and then August.
Right.
All right, so let's hear about the fundraiser.
Well, last year we did the first Ride for Reality. It's to recognize Reality, who I lost last year. But you don't have to have a horse to come. We have plenty of horses there that you can pet, or we actually will have some for adoption as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
You don't have to take them home, do you?
I can deliver if to the right home, to a good home, definitely. But it goes 11 to 6, and we've had a lot of community support for this fundraiser. We are so excited this year. Ian Stewart, who is a local musician, lined up 5 bands to play, so there will be live music all day long, games, food. The Hungry Eggplant, who is a local vegetarian egg truck, is going to be there. Vendors, silent auction, merchandise for the barn for sale, but other vendors will be there. What am I
raffle,
missing?
50-50
raffles. We have a dunk tank,
yeah.
so if you want to bring your family member out that you're mad at and throw them in there, you'll have a chance to dunk them. We just learned today that the Jackson County Animal Shelter is going to be bringing some animals that they have for adoption, and they'll be out there. Not the whole time, because it will probably be hot, but they'll be out for a few hours with some of their animals.
How about wine?
Wine, I'm so glad you brought that up. speaking of community support, just recently, John Burtka and his wife Denise were nice enough to come out to the barn, and we gave them a tour, and I explained to him that because between work and the duties that we have, the chores at the barn, I don't really get a lot of opportunity to go out to the community, and he has not only introduced me to so many people within the community, but he's decided to name 2 wines after the barn. One will be Mustang Merlot, and the other is Rescue Riesling, Reality's Rescue Riesling. So a red and a white wine will be launched on the 7th, and so proceeds from that wine will go towards the barn, which is just awesome.
That's cool. Way to go, John and Denise Burka.
Awesome people.
Very appreciative.
So it sounds like you got a great day planned. In order to be a fundraiser, you got an admission charge. You'll be selling things throughout the day, or
There is an admission charge of $7 if you go to our website early and pay that, and then $9 at the door. That gets you in so that you can listen to the bands, interact with the animals, and then there will be things for sale all day so that you can participate in.
well, that's a deal. That's a bargain. I'd pay that just to hear Ian Stewart.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Well, we hope to see you there.
I hope I can make it. So tell me about the burros and the donkeys. You get them from the Bureau of Land Management. They're out roaming just in the wild in the West?
Yes.
And so are they in bad shape when they come to you?
It really
Health-wise?
depends. I mean, sometimes they're thin because they've traveled a lot. They come in and there are different drop-off points. So the BLM does mandate that no animal is transported more than 3 times, but then that's strike 3, and then they have less chance of being adopted out. So.
And Michelle, what does like a burro? I don't recall seeing any burros around Jackson. What happens? Are they just like farm utility animals, or?
It's a donkey. I believe burro is the word for out west, and here we call them.
Oh, it's the same animal.
For them, yeah, is donkeys, and he's a really great part of our farm. He gives us a lot of joy and follows around.
When they?
They're very trainable. You know, I like to say donkey-minded. Sometimes he's a little bit more stubborn, but you know, all horses, burros, donkeys are very trainable.
And then they become someone's pet?
Yep.
No, I've kind of wanted a burro, but I don't have any place to keep it.
They don't take up that much room.
It sounds like a very challenging undertaking that you have here. Obviously, you could use some help financially. How about volunteers? Are there some things that people can do if they're animal lovers, horse lovers, burro lovers?
Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers, and we host volunteer days every weekend. We put it up on our Facebook page what the hours are. People can message us, and we can set up times to meet them. If you can't volunteer actually on the property, there's a multitude of ways to volunteer from your home. You know, we're always looking for marketing skills or people that just want to maybe make some cold calls. There's plenty to do on the farm and from your own home, and all you have to do is message us, and we'll get right back to you and see what you're looking to do, and I know we'll have something you can do to help.
So Facebook would be the place to get in touch with you.
Yep.
Or our website. There's a contact submission form on our website that allows people to come right into.
Reality's Chance Horse Sanctuary, and then Facebook and the website can get you all the details for the big fundraiser, August 7th. We get everything?
I think we did.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did you ride the horses down?
Did I ride the horses down?
Yeah.
You didn't have a hitching post out back
Yeah,
there.
so
Maybe
Yeah.
next time.
They're just installing the hitching posts today out front. Actually, they're putting up the 2-hour parking signs. So you could use that.
so they have 2 hours, okay.
2 hours, you got 2 hours. Good luck, thanks for coming in. Good to
Thank
see you
you.
again. It's Reality's Chance Horse Sanctuary, Laura Hauenstein and Michelle Gaston working on their big fundraiser, Sunday, August 7th. This weekend is the annual St. Joseph St. John's Polish Festival.